Hello, and welcome to the Pillar to Post Sewer Lateral Inspection. This is for address 6131 West 73rd Avenue, Arvada, Colorado 80003. Today we are accessing a 3-inch cleanout in the basement, and we are beginning the inspection looking into the city main. Purpose of me beginning the inspection looking into the city main is first thing I like to evaluate on film, what is referred to as your tap. Now your tap is a connection from your 4-inch sewer line leaving the home, connecting us to this bigger 16, possibly 32-inch, I believe it's 16-inch trunk line. This is the main sewer line outside the home. And either way, it's important to evaluate the tap or your connection to the city main, because even though we're in the city street, the tap and sewer line leading up to it are still the homeowner's responsibility. Now with that said, this is a break-in tap and does appear functional at this time. So we are going to begin by pulling back through SDR 35. Quality material for main sewer lines, as long as it's properly cared for, typically can last you a lifetime. Now, SDR 35 is what is known in the sewer industry as a low impact pipe. I do want to point this out because it is a pliable or flexible material, and this pliability is a necessity. It's there due to the possibility of expansive soils. So engineers wanted a material, rather than to break and separate during any ground shifting or movement, more so flex with the ground, so that way we are less likely to have concerns of too much tension or torque on the pipe. But unfortunately this can create leveling of the sewer line as well, and I did find some leveling present here today. Now we have multiple or two areas of standing bodies of water and two different types of standing bodies of water. We will discuss as we approach. Now, this first standing body of water, I'm not so much concerned about the height of the standing water. This one is more in regards to the length of standing water. So around 82 feet, right about here, pardon me, this is where we start to see the leveling or the collection of water in the line. Very minimal at this point, but we're going to continue pulling back. And once again, we did start this about 82 feet. So as we pull back, we are going to get a little bit higher or a little bit taller. The standing water is going to reach a little bit higher here. Here we go. Now my major concern here is once again not so much the height of standing water, but also the length of standing water. This is due to leveling of the sewer line. Now I'm unable to verify the cause of this. Could have been a bad installation, could have been shifting over time, but I can verify with water testing. Before and after the standing water, I take the same amount of water, 1.6 gallons of water, and measure for velocity, volume, and dissipation. Unfortunately, I had inaccurate measurements before the standing body of water. I had better flow, but after, major reduction in velocity. And this is a hindrance, as it can complicate things greater. Now, right here, we're going to exit the standing water. So right over here. So this one is running approximately 15, almost 20 foot in length, and it is a hindrance in functionality. This is a velocity reducer. Anything longer than 9 feet is considered continuous, and anything continuous will definitely hinder functionality. Now the staining has been greatly removed by the jetter. This is a very clean looking sewer line at this point, but there was still debris in that standing water there. And after a powerful wash of the sewer line, like a jetting, when debris is still present, that usually indicates that materials will gather there over time. So once again, we have that approximately 15 to 20 foot run of minor standing water. At its highest, it did peak at about 2 inches, but once again, it's not so much the height of the standing water I was concerned about there, it was the length. Since sewer lines are gravity fed, there's no pump or motor to force material and water through the line. When we have a reduction in velocity, this can complicate the functionality in the future. Now we have another standing body of water immediately after that. This one is located in the yard, and we are going to go underwater for this one. Now this one is not as long in length as it is more so in height, so once again a different type of standing water. So right here we're going to enter the standing water, and here we are completely submerged underwater. Now at this point here, about 80 to 90% of the sewer line is filled, as we could see, and we are at a turn or a bend in the sewer line. Now these turns or bends are typically installed to help maintain proper harmony or flow between the material and water. Meaning, even with proper grading or slope to the sewer line, if you run the sewer pipe straight for too long a length of line, unfortunately the water gains too much momentum, and this will leave behind materials. So generally after 40 to 50 feet, they will install these turns or bends in the sewer line to help allow the material to catch back up with the water flow. So when you have standing body of water, which is a velocity reducer, add a turn, which is another velocity reducer, this is a major concern, and strongly advising corrective measures being made. Once again, about 80% of the pipe is filled up at this point. As you can see here, we are almost at 100% submerged. Alrighty, and we're going to pull out of it right over here. So this one, not so much in length as the other standing water, but definitely with height, this is a major reduction in flow and velocity. So strongly advising corrective measures being made here as well. And once again, just to reiterate, as I mentioned, I do perform water testing before and after these standing bodies of water. And what we're measuring for, once again, would be the volume of water, making sure we have the appropriate 1.6 gallons. We're also testing for velocity and the speed or movement of the water. And then we measure how long it takes for the water to calm down to a trickle or dissipate. And unfortunately, this one was also a major reduction in functionality. So strongly advising corrective measures being made here as well. Now, I will attach pictures of the location of these to the report. This standing body of water at the turn is in the front yard, and the second standing water is in the city street and running for, once again, approximately 15 to 20 feet there. Now we are traveling through PVC, which has some pliability and flexibility, but not as much as the SDR 35. As we get shallower in the yard, though, this is a great option for materials. Now we do have a minor standing body of water here, though. Now this one, once again, does not meet the requirement, the concerns of fail in regards to leveling. It's very minimal. The height of the standing water is also less than 1/4 inch, and the water is flowing consistently before and after this minor self-purging standing body of water. Self-purging means if any materials attempt to stop or collect there, the next time you run water will force said materials down the line. So this is a completely plastic sewer system, so a lot of older concerns have been removed. We're less likely to have root systems such as bush or tree roots intrude or enter the sewer line. We're less likely to break and separate, and this is just due to the flexibility of the material outside the home and the pressure tolerance of these materials as well. Also very chemical tolerant material, much less likely to erode or decay than others. But even though it is virtually chemical resistant, I still only recommend common household chemicals be ran through any drain line. Just means I try to avoid the products that state things such as industrial strength or ultra degreaser. Also products such as Liquid Plumr or Drano, which are actually bogus products. Liquid Plumr and Drano, really good at dissolving hair, really bad about leaving behind a lot of chemical grease. Now, with that said, 17 feet 1 inch, we're going to transition to one segment of original cast iron metal used inside the home. Now, to show you how thorough that jetting was, really quality cleans will leave your cast iron surfaces exposed for the full ID or internal diameter. Now this one is showing some grooving in the channel or base of the pipe, but no complete loss of pipe. So regular routine maintenance and strongly advising avoiding those harsh chemicals. Given that there is cast iron line, I do apologize. I'm going to recommend routine cleaning every 5 to 8 years, and this is to help maintain the integrity of the cast iron. Cast iron is very rigid or firm in place material. And is very durable in regards to temperature, but does not fare well to those harsh chemicals. It can cause erosion and decay. Those harsher chemicals like Liquid Plumr or Drano, or any products you have to utilize gloves or goggles to use, probably should not go down your drain line. This is to avoid concern in the cast iron in the future. Throughout the home, we have black plastic ABS replacement. Definitely a great replacement option. Very durable material, pretty rigid or firm in place, similar to cast iron. Not as rigid as cast iron. It is a polymer or plastic. But either way, we're going to exit the drain line here in the next few feet. I'm going to show my access pointer location. Pardon me. And then we'll just kind of do a quick rundown on what our discovery was here today. So let me wipe off my lens a little bit. Fantastic. So this is the access point I utilized here today. This is inside the wall. I will be replacing the wall plate there. Okay, let's get a better understanding of our location. We're at the bottom of the stairs here. And then we come right over here before the bedroom to our clean out. Now having a clean out is a huge bonus to the home. That way when maintenance does need to occur, they do not have to remove a toilet or climb on the roof. It's less hassle for you and the cleaners. I am using a vinyl line drop cloth for my equipment, so that way the only thing I would leave behind is information. But let's recap. We have 2 standing bodies of water in the sewer line that are hindering functionality. One of them is longer in length, approximately 20 feet. The other one is shorter in length, but taller in height, approximately sealing about 80% of the sewer line. So strongly advising corrective measures on both of those. There's also a minor self-purging standing body of water. Self-purging means, once again, if any material attempts to stop or collect there, the next time you run water, it will force said material down the line. So generally you could perform a self-purge to help maintain, but corrections are not necessarily needed at this time for the minor standing body of water, more so the longer standing body of water and the taller one. I hope this helps. With that said, I'm going to end my video now. Thank you very much. Concludes our inspection for today.